Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome back to our QPR Career Mode. If you're not all nice and caught up, then make sure you go back and check out the playlist. And then of course, welcome back to today's episode. Today we are just cracking on with the league. It's January transfer window. Sorry, not January, that's a complete lie. It's the end of the August transfer window is what I was trying to say. We have made pretty much all of our signings. And the squad right now is looking pretty darn good. For those who didn't see the signings of this transfer window or this season, we started off with Mwepu. Very happy with that signing. He is an absolute beast. And has really come into this midfield and done us a good job. We had Lafont, who's come in to replace Jan Sommer, who we've managed to move on. Got a decent bit of money. And then Lafont's come in and is doing Lafont things. Absolute beast. We got Figueroa on a free. He was a free agent we picked up and an absolute unit of one as well. We then just recently signed Neco Williams. He is yet to play for the club, but he will probably play in our next game for us. And he's coming in as our new first choice right back. And then we have Mambimbi as our rotation striker. And he's done pretty good as well, doing a good job for us as a bit of a rotation option. Now, I was sort of toying with the idea of maybe selling Trossard. He's had a phenomenal start to the season and is quite possibly going to stay in the team for the start of this season, at the very least until January. Now, I did have a suggestion for a potential replacement for him if we were looking to replace him of Jeremy Doku, who sadly is way too much money. He's 84 rated and is worth, as a base value before the potential of what we'd have to offer him, of about 48 million, which we simply don't have. So I really appreciate the suggestions, but sadly, I don't think it's one we're going to be able to do. One that we were also looking at potentially was a new rotation centre-back. Now, Jimmy Dunn is a beast. I love Jimmy Dunn in real life. In FIFA, not quite really what we're going to be looking for. So I've had a small thought process, and I think it could work out for us a little bit more long term. It's not going to be the best short term answer. However, we do have Ethan Pratt, who's really looking to be a very good rotation fullback option for us in the future. I'm converting him into a centre back. It takes 2 weeks. He's not the tallest. He's 5'7", so he is going to be a bit of a shorter centre back, but very good defensive stats, and I think we can really train him up to do a good job out wide or centrally in the defence for us. We've also got the likes of Himarana Manga, who's looking pretty decent as a sort of backup shadow striker cam, as you can see with that. So a bit of a box-to-box real option for us there. And Jamie Gray, still doing Jamie Gray things. He looks absolutely phenomenal. He's going to be an absolute beast for us, so I cannot wait to get him called up too. Little bit away from that right now, but I'm very excited to eventually get him called up. 6'3" as well, so hopefully we can get that pace up and we can have a nice quick striker coming through the ranks. I'm fairly sure we also sent out a youth scout to look. We sent it to Mexico. I'm not sure why we did that, but he's currently out in Mexico looking for people. I don't know who he's. I don't even know what I did. I don't know why he's in Mexico, but that's where he is. We still have £15 million in the kitty. I don't think we're necessarily going to be spending that right now, unless something happens and we end up picking up a centre-back or picking up another player. I don't see us making that kind of signing right now. You can see the sort of players we were still looking at. I'm going to get rid of some of these, actually, because it does slow your game down. If you didn't know that, it makes the game a lot quicker if you get rid of the players you have been looking at but aren't getting. Also, just remembered why we're looking at Mexican players. We needed South American players, so we might sign some South American players in the youth system. That was it. Smart. But without further ado, I'm going to get to that transfer deadline day, and I'll keep you guys up to date with anything that goes on, any ins and outs. Otherwise, I will just show you everything at the end of it. There's some big sales that have gone through, so I'll start skipping through. Well, I'll show you this very quickly. £144 million for our young Isaac Coles. I know that there's a lot of very good money to be had there, but for now, I'm sorry. He is our number 10, and he is going to be staying here for some considerable time. A player gone as well. Moses Sotobajo has left. 1.05 million for him, 750,000 of which is going straight into our funds personally. Another big offer in, and it's going to be another no. Real Madrid coming in for Tyrese Campbell. If you'd have asked me this sort of near the end of last season, whether I take £70 million for Tyrese Campbell, I'd have taken your arm off. The man has had a complete resurgence of form, and so it's a no from me. Well, there is an hour on the clock, and we'll have a look at some of the biggest deals that have happened. You've got Chiesa off to City for 143 million. Tielemans off to Barcelona for 109. Alphonso Davies to Real Madrid for 107. Pedri to Lyon for 107. Torres to Spurs for 101. Isaac to City for 100. Wow, they have spent some money. They spent over £250 million in this transfer window. That is absolutely Mental. Werner to Atletico for 93. Theo Hernandez to Leicester for 90. Robertson to Barcelona for 85. Nesiri, sorry. Or Nesri, I say it wrong all the time. 82.6. Calvert-Lewin back to Everton for 78.5. Interesting. Kessie to United for 75. Then you've got the likes of Andre Silva to Juve. Osimhen to Villarreal. Wirtz to Real Sociedad. That's a good pickup. Vlasic to Aston Villa. Marlon to Leipzig. Interesting. Did Marlon come from... No, Marlon wasn't at Leipzig, was he? Marlon was in the Dutch league. Apologies, I think it was at PSV. Anthony to Leverkusen. Milinkovic-Savic to Leicester. Some big old deals going on here. I'll slowly sort of go through them so you guys can see some of the deals that are going on. Grealish for going a lot less than £100 million to Juve there. But yes, some pretty big deals, some pretty big money. Cruz at the age of 33 going for £56 million is mental. Declan Rice for 53, somebody that we were looking at, but obviously a little bit more than we were willing to spend. But that is the end of the transfer window. Let's get that final hour through. We had a deal for Conor Masterson fall through in the last, which is a bit upsetting, a bit of a shame. But let's have a look at our Youth Squadly report, and we should have our monthly scouting report. We do. Are we looking just at goalkeepers? No, we aren't just looking at keepers, but Nicolas Blanco could be a good player, 6'3". I'm guessing at that rating. I'm going to guess he's maybe 60 rated. So we'll sign him up. He looks half decent. Borja Paz is going to be a no. And I'll be honest with you, both of these guys look a little bit iffy as well. I'll get rid of Mark Galeno and keep Rafa Geraldo there, because by keeping him there, I can actually also have a look at our youth squad, and we can look straight at Blanco, 58 rated. Not terrible. We'll take that. Again, he isn't really going to get into the team anytime soon. I'm not going to call up any of the guys yet. I think we'll keep these guys training, keep these guys doing their thing, and call them up later down the line. Now what I'm going to do is get ourselves ready for the next game. It's international break right now, so we have got a little bit of time, but the team will be fighting and ready to go for the next game. Let's go. Okay, the team is ready for this game against Norwich here, who, by the way, are in 7th place. 2nd place QPR versus 7th place Norwich. Probably not two things you expected to hear at any point during the season. We're going with our strongest 11. They're going with what I can only assume is theirs. But let's get into it. Let's take on Norwich. Well, here we are at Carrow Road. Going to hopefully be an interesting game, but hopefully an interesting one with the away side coming away with the points. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Us carrying on this fantastic start to the season. We are so far unbeaten as the season has started, and it would be great to keep that up as long as we physically can. One thing I will point out as well, you may notice as the players are walking out here, the kit numbers have been sorted. I've got the players in the kits that I like to be in. And for QPR fans who know that the number 10 shirt is a very important one, Isaac Coles will be wearing the number 10 shirt for us this season. I've taken away from Ilias Chair. Nothing against Ilias, but Isaac Coles is our star man. He is going to be, hopefully, our player to take us forward here. He's our creativity. He is our man. Let's go for it, boys. Let's go for the 3 points. Let's keep up this winning and truly incredible start to the season. Amos has won the ball in a really good spot here in the middle of the park and maybe has a chance to try and open up a bit of space here. Trossard's going to lay it off to Isaac Coles, who's going to try and go wide. I have run straight into the player. But it's another example, by the way, of Luke Amos genuinely being an absolute unit in the middle of the park. He just wins the ball so often. Neco Williams with his first real challenge in the QPR squad here. But it's a good tackle from Masengo, who gets back there and helps out in the end. But Amos is going to play it up to Campbell, who's going to find Trossard with a little bit of space ahead of him. Across here to Campbell, who's going to lay it off to Isaac Coles. That is a phenomenal save there from Tim Krul. I'd like to think that maybe we could have done a little bit better there with Isaac Coles. He's got some decent power behind it. He's almost like, he kind of almost didn't make the decision of playing into that top corner with some finesse or putting the welly behind it. It was kind of sadly a little bit of a mix of both of decent welly but not finessed far enough into that corner. So it's a bit of a shame that it's been stopped, but it has been. But Masengo's going to rotate it back here to Isaac Coles, who's going to get it into Tyrese Campbell. It's a good block from the centre-back. It's a very good start here for QPR. We started very, very well, but it's still 0-0, 15 minutes in. Plenty to do, but it's a positive start. Good signs already. Norwich getting the ball out wide here, but Neco Williams does really, really well. He's sort of somewhat been called on once before, but Masengo got him out of it anyway. But now it's his first chance to have done something. He's done really well and potentially started a bit of an attack here. Mwepu, edge of the box. It's going to fake the shot. I've wasted it. Wasted it. Mwepu here, bringing this ball forward. Going to lay it off inside to Isaac Coles. Isaac Coles going to turn up and find Trossard. Lays it off to Masengo here. Back inside to Isaac Coles. Can he get it past his man? Not quite. It's a good tackle in the end. We are getting so, so close. I reckon if we can just keep up the level of attacks that we are and maybe just get a few more shots from some of these attacks, I reckon we're on for a bit of a winner here, boys. It's been a really positive start. Trossard on the ball here quite centrally, but we see Isaac Coles with an overlap. Going to apply... Oh, I don't know why I've done that. But you know what? It's kind of worked out. Trossard has ended up spooning the shot just a little bit there. What I tried to do in my head is I was holding L1 to play the sort of pass and then have the person who's played the pass make a run. And I changed my mind from a pass to a through ball and forgot that that doesn't mean it's a through ball and run. It means it's a chip through ball, which is why that happened. Norwich with the ball out wide here. Neco Williams with a little bit of ground to make up, but Williams has done pretty well there. It is going to find its way in, however, but Figueroa, calm, collected, wins that ball, and we see it out. And maybe we even see it, potentially, as a chance here to make an attack of our own. Isaac Coles is going to lay it inside to Tyrese Campbell. He's through 1-on-1. It's Campbell for the first time in this game, and Campbell is going to absolutely leather that to the back of the net. It's absolutely what you want to see as well. Tyrese Campbell doing the absolute business. A lovely bit of play. Lovely assist as well. I think it was Mwepu that played the ball forward, and then the pass out to Coles, and the pass from Coles here, as you can perfectly see, blocked by the stadium. It's absolutely fine because you see the shot, you see the goal, and you see the one next to QPR. It's 1-0 to QPR. It's a really good start. 3 goals and 4 for Tyrese. He's having a very, very nice start to the season. 1-0. Trossard here on the ball. Going to try and lay it through for Tyrese Campbell. And Tyrese Campbell is just far too quick for Hanley. And it's almost a recreation of the first goal as Tyrese Campbell makes it 2. And it's absolutely what you want to see. The man has been nothing short of incredible for the start of this season. It's honestly absolutely... It's thoroughly enjoyable using this team right now. And Tyrese Campbell is doing Tyrese Campbell things. I'm over the moon with it. Absolutely over the moon with it. You wouldn't think we're playing against 7th place right now because we have been truly phenomenal in that first half. What I'm going to do, I know it's a bit of a pain in the bum, I'm going to actually jump this game into a sim now. My main reason for doing that is because obviously I've taken up quite a bit of time with that initial stuff we were doing at the start of the episode, looking through the transfers, and I want to make sure we can still get enough time to go through some games today. So I'm going to jump to sim. Anything that happens, obviously I'll show you the highlights, and if I need to jump back in, I'm absolutely fine to do that. If we concede at 2-1, I will jump back into the game. But now it's into the highlights. Hopefully we can just power through now. I'm not entirely sure how that's gone in, but Tyrese Campbell has been robbed, I think, of a hat-trick. It looks like it's hit both posts, and then it's hit the keeper, and then it's found its way into the back of the net, and it's 3-0. It's again, it's things you love to see. I will say very quickly, I forgot to completely mention it. I just overlooked it. I took off Trossard and brought on Willock at half-time. You guys would have seen me do it, but I just did it without speaking, so apologies. And it's a chance here for Norwich. It's a good block initially, and then a good save from Lafont. Lovely stuff. Well, there we have it. 3-0 was the full-time score. Very, very happy with the game in the end there. And even without me, the boys managed to do a perfectly good job of keeping that lead. Very nearly extending it to 4, but they did extend it to 3 anyway. Again, I think Campbell's going to be a little bit downhearted with the fact that didn't count as his hat-trick, but it was still a crazy goal. It still went in, and it's a 3-0 win. That's a huge, huge result. Fantastic display from the boys. Well, that win with Liverpool actually slipping up sees us to currently the top of the table. I am genuinely over the moon with this. I mean, last season we had a much rockier start and we were struggling a little bit, but I think that the signings we have made, this team right here is just gelling so well. I think you'd probably look at the midfield and say it's a little bit rough around the edges, but Amos is just perfectly adapting to this lone CDM role. He has been, and you'll see in the episodes of this season so far, and how much I've really praised him. He has been phenomenal. Masengo's doing really well as a box-to-box, and Mwepu has just finished off this midfield perfectly. It's such a lovely dynamic they're sort of working with there, but this team is doing bits, and I cannot wait to crack on with it. Let's get to the next game. Well, into game number 2, and we are coming up against a 5 at the back, which you guys know is never fun to play against. And we're coming up against Hlojek, a player that I absolutely love. They've also made some very good signings, the likes of Gakpo, Suso. They've still got Neves, they've got Golovin in there. However, it's worth noting, they're yet to get a point. They're one of 5 teams yet to win a game, but they haven't even had a draw as of yet. So, I mean, they're having a tough time. Them and Brentford currently the 2 teams yet to get any points at all. But it's a 5 at the back. You never know what could happen. So let's get into it. Again, same 11. If it ain't broke, then fix it. I got nothing broken, so I got nothing to fix. Let's go. Here we are. It's a lovely home game at the Crown Prince. Places and things You love to see. I'm ready for today because, again, we've been really, really positive. I know 5-backs are often a bit of a pain to break down, and it's going to be a very different challenge to what we had against Norwich. Obviously, Norwich, a team that were performing in the season and in the league, but a team that's not performing doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the easiest of things, because it means it can often be a team that's just got to go out there and prove something. Hopefully, we're the team that go out there and prove something today, and we prove that we're meant to be up near the top of the table. Let's keep it up, boys. Let's go again. Come on, you Waz. So Wolves here, pushing forward. First chance of the game, almost going their way. The pass was a little bit loose in the end, but Neco Williams did a really good job of just picking it up, stopping anything really from coming from it. Amos just dodging that tackle there. That was not a great tackle from the Wolves player, but it has been dodged. Isaac Coles rides that tackle, keeps possession, keeps on his feet. Amos now, up to Tyrese Campbell. Tyrese hasn't really got anywhere to go, so we're going to rotate it back to Amos. Can't quite get it through there, but it's going to be picked up again by Luke Amos, who's going to try and find Isaac Coles out wide. He does so pretty successfully. Coles just going to make his way into the box here, and it's blocked in the end by Dendoncker. You can see the amount of players backing in the box there, but we managed to rotate it well. Amos coming forward from that CDM role into that sort of midfielder role and finding the space and being that extra man when the ball got blocked and ricocheted away. The corner's not the best, but maybe we can just recycle it back forward. Masengo here is going to get tackled fairly, so never mind. Oh, Neco Williams doesn't quite win the ball off Gakpo there, but it has to be said, Lopez has done phenomenally well to keep that under control and to bring that away. Very, very good job indeed. Neco Williams was a little bit unlucky, but he did get beat there, which is a bit of a shame to see. It's not the best pass from Trossard. We just need to try and get a little bit more space. I've just realised as well, top left there, did you see that? 4 games played. We're actually yet to concede, and they've only scored 1 goal. We have the best defensive record, and they've got the worst scoring record. You'd think on paper that leads to only one thing. We'll find out. McCallum inside here to Amos. Amos going to have to try and push through the middle of the park here. Trossard with a bit of space rides the first tackle. Kind of almost could have done with being fouled there and winning the penalty, but it's okay. He's going to recycle around to Amos again. Look at how many players they've got back. Masengo, I'm not going to lie, I tried to prep a shot there, but is going to get tackled. I'm really struggling breaking down that back 5. I kind of almost need to have the ball deep and then work on a counter. Maybe I'll try that on the next one. Isaac Coles here trying to burst forward. We're going to play it off out wide here to Mwepu, who's going to have to turn and find McCallum. I was hoping Mwepu could be the man to push forward a little bit there, but we've got McCallum, who's more than capable of pushing down that line. Is going to win the throw-in quite high up the pitch, but not really the best of positions. Going to set it off here to Mwepu to try and recycle the ball round. Masengo's going to shoot. He's not the best striker of a ball. Had some real welly behind it, but Cody's taken it on the chin and got it away. Oh, great tackle that there from McCallum. Is he going to win the ball afterwards? Not quite, and they are going to recycle it round. Isaac Cole's going to have to get back, do some defending, but not if Semedo plays it like that. Man, this has been a real tough game. They've been a nightmare to break down. They've been winning the ball a little bit higher up the pitch than I'd like. I've tried different ways to take the ball forward. That's poor from me. I've taken a hugely heavy touch, so that's genuinely my fault. But I've really struggled breaking these guys down and getting some clear-cut chances. They've not necessarily offered much in the way of a threat, but we've not really offered too much in reverse. Isaac Cole's chance being blocked by Dendoncker relatively early on, the best that we've offered, but it's been a very nothingy game. The 5-back is a nightmare. Their front three's really dropping into a 1 with a 4 in the midfield, and that, of course, a 5 with a 4 sat in front of it is proving to be a nightmare to break down. So what we're going to do is, I think we're going to have to try and mix things up here. Give me a minute. I'll think of something, and I'll show you what I do. Okay, so what I've done here is I've set up a 4-2-4. Now, the team will still operate in the 4-3-2-1 if that's what I still choose to play with. The only issue with that will be that it will mean that Trossard is going to have to drop to centre mid and Mambimbi's going to play a right forward role. But in this formation that I'm running right now, you can see Mambimbi's coming on as a second striker to play with Campbell. So Coles and Trossard out wide, and then Amos Mwepu holding that midfield down. I've got to hope that this can work here. It's very, very different to what I would normally look to operate. And Trossard's going to be on a -3, but there's not loads I can do about it. So that's what we're going to have to do here. Let's go to that 4-2-4 and hope and pray that it works. It's something very different, but I'm really struggle breaking these guys down. And I think different is going to be the only way I have half a chance of breaking them down at all. Got to be careful here. Good chance for Wolves. Their first real chance of the game. They've played it forward quite nicely. And they've, I'm not saying they've wasted a chance, but it's a chance that really could have been a lot more beneficial for them, and it gives us a chance maybe to push away here. This is where the 4 potentially plays into its own, because there's a little bit less marking in the middle, because obviously they got 2 players to deal with instead of 1. We didn't quite work it out there with the ball in from Trossard, but it was a big ask from Trossard really to find anyone, but he's done well to re-win the ball anyway, and that is a terrible tackle on him. Hopefully he does find his way back up to his feet relatively quickly. I hope he's not injured. He doesn't seem it. Going to recycle it around. He's absolutely fine. Mwepu going to play. Oh, I wanted it to Amos, who's hopefully going to win the ball. He does. Oh, Campbell's touch isn't the best, but he still kept it. This is going to be a long old replay. Either you're welcome or I apologise. Depends on how long you like your replays. But Trossard, can he work this round? Ain't Nori. He's not going to be able to. He's going to have to look back for Neko Williams. He's going to look across and find Amos, who finds Isaac Coles. Little 1-2 with Mwepu. Isaac Cole's touch is far too heavy there, and he's going to lose out. Very good tackle there, has to be said, from Lopez, and maybe gives us a chance here. Trossard bursts in through the middle. Going to lay it off to Amos, who's going to look out wide and find Isaac Cole, sorry. He's going to look inside him to find Trossard. Trossard bounces back to him from the deflection, but it is going to end up in the possession of Ain't Nori. Amos with a chance to try and bring this forward here. Tyrese Campbell is going to make a run, and Tyrese Campbell's got the pace. Is he quicker than Dendoncker? He definitely is. Campbell brings it down. Campbell finds the back of the net. The counter-attack of dreams. It's exactly what we needed to do. This has been such a hard-fought-for goal. And hopefully now it really pays off. That change of formation, it has ended up hopefully working out for us. Tyrese Campbell, yet again, doing the business for us. Lovely, lovely stuff. The ball from Amos is perfect. The little knockdown from Campbell to then run onto that and just take it away and keep it away from Dendoncker. Also absolutely perfect. You can see that they're not happy about it at all, but it's honestly perfect for us. I'm going to make some changes here, man. Bimby's going to go to striker. Amos is going to have to come off. He looks absolutely knackered. We bring on Sam Field, who's not overly thrilled, and El Basir, who's not much happier. But those are the 2 changes we're going to make. I need to rotate a little bit. We have got a week between games at the moment, so that is a luxury that we do have. But let's rest those 2. They've both done absolutely fantastic, and it just freshens up the midfield, and hopefully now we can just use the fresh legs in the middle of the park, just keep possession, rotate the ball well. 5 in 5 for Tyrese Campbell with 10 minutes on the clock. These 2 changes are ones that definitely shore up the midfield a little bit in regards to fresh legs. Do weaken the squad a little bit because the players are that little bit lower rated. However, I'm absolutely fine with it. The fresh legs are what we need right now. 1-0, boys. Come on, let's see it out. Lopez doing really, really well to win that, and then sees it forward into Isaac Coles, who's hopefully just going to take it past his man here. Mambimbi going to make a very similar run to Isaac Coles. The ball, however, not quite as forgiving because obviously there was the extra player. Now we're back to a one-man striker. Mambimbi's got a lot to deal with as a lone striker, so it's going to be a tricky one for him. I'm not expecting him to really set the world aflame today. What I do need him to do is just make the runs, keep the defenders occupied, and give us half a chance. If we can double that lead, it will be absolutely fantastic. And we're maybe going to try something here. El Basir going to look out wide and find Neko Williams. We're just going to turn. We're going to take our time because look at that clock, boys. Let's just get this forward. One last chance. Trossard, lovely turn. Mambimbi, can he take it past his man? He can, and he can find the back of the net. Man like Mambimbi with a fantastic late goal to double the score. It's absolutely what you want to see. A new hero, maybe. Who knows? Mambimbi's doing the absolute business there. I'm chuffed for him, man. I'm absolutely chuffed for him because we brought him in as rotation. But he's done a job already. He really is doing well. I really do appreciate the suggestion of him. He's been so good. It's so good to see him on the score sheet every now and again when he gets his chance. Just knocks it round the defender. I think it was Coney, not Dendoncker. And he's just dinked it just past him, looked up, found its left foot, and just tucked it away. You could argue that Sarr there doesn't really dive fantastically. But I don't care, man. Bimby's found his second goal of the season. 2 and 3. And I'm fairly sure both have been off the bench. It was after the full-time whistle basically should have gone. But I'm happy it stayed there. 2-0. Huge result. It has to be said. A clean sheet was what we were expecting against a lower scoring team in the league when we have the best defence. We're still yet to concede in the league this season. There's going to be a rude wake-up call at some point. It's definitely going to happen. But as things stand right now, we are absolutely flying, boys. Well, for a little while, we don't actually have to think about the league because we do have a cup game against Fulham. I am going to be rotating a little bit as it's only a couple of days after that game we've just played. So we are going to rotate a tad. We can see that Willock has completed his development as a wide playmaker, although you can literally see there that his stats have still got plenty to go with. So what we're going to do is we're going to boost his shooting, I think, here. And it's a bit of a shame because there's not loads that can be done to it. We'll go with inverted wide midfielder. Gets the shot power up, which is really quite low, is lowering that shooting stat quite a bit. And the finishing could do with a bit of an upgrade too. It's the only 2 things that are going to be upgraded. Gets the weak foot up, but then finishing in shot power will be nice and important to get up there. But yeah, I'll get the team ready and we'll probably watch sim it and jump in if we need to. Okay, you can see our team here going into this game. It has to be said, by the way, just because Fulham are in the Championship doesn't mean they've got a terrible team. They've still got a solid team. So I've still had to play some decent-ish players. Willock did specifically ask to play, so Willock is going to play. But the starting 11 is going to be Lafont, McCallum, Lopez, Jimmy Dunn, and Ozzy Kaka are both into the team. Samfield, Elbasim, Asengo, and then Willock, Mambimbi, and Trossard. A few tired players, as you can see, but hopefully I'll be able to rotate them a little bit. But we will sim. I'm not going to quick sim this time. I will remember that. But let's sim this game. If I need to jump in, I will. I'd like, obviously, to do well in the Cup. But I think with how we're playing in the league right now, the Cup really is a bit of an afterthought. I think to secure how well we're doing in the league would be the most important thing. Obviously, everyone wants a Cup run. So if we can do that, fantastic. But I'll show you any highlights. See you in a bit. I mean, as far as good starts go, that is absolutely phenomenal. Mambimbi, a man in form right now, the man of the hour. Things you well and truly love to see. 1-0 straight away, 3 minutes in, and it's man like Mambimbi. What an absolute beast he's proven to be, man. Very close to a possibility of a second there. We just had that free kick. Brian brought down Trossard, and Trossard then whipped it in, and it was just headed over by, I'm not entirely sure who, but we maybe have a chance here from this corner to get something else. Trossard with a very good shot, but Rodak with a good save. Another whip in here from Chrissy Willock. It's going to be brought down, but it's going to be played out to Willock again. They had a man on the line who kept him on side. We're just rotating this ball so nicely, and it's just lovely to watch it. I have to say, Willock, Trossard, Mambimbi are just knocking the ball around for fun. And Masengo is also getting well and truly involved with a little bits of tiki-taka. It's great to watch, boys. Good effort there from Trossard from range. He probably will be subbed off at half-time because it'll be nice to give him a little bit of a chance to rest because you can see that he is by far the most tired on the pitch right now. But the boys have played incredibly well. I've been thoroughly impressed with this team. I'm going to bring on Nagy, and he's actually on a -2 in both positions. I'll stick him on it right forward. 5-star, 5-star. I really do think there's good things to come from Nagy. I really do. Obviously, he's not got the best form because he doesn't really ever play. But Trossard, although he was doing absolutely fantastic in the first half, it will be a good chance to rest him. I've got Hamer sat on the bench as well. It would be great to potentially bring him on at some point. Probably for McCallum just to give him a chance to rest. But honestly, more of the same would be the best thing possibly that we could get. I'm all about it. Ah, it's such a shame. Carvalho, who, by the way, I think is a fantastic little player, has scored the first goal against us this season. It's the first time that Lafont has conceded while we have signed him. Him and Figueroa. Well, actually, Figueroa is actually not in the team, so Figueroa is yet to concede. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame to concede because we played pretty well. It's their first real chance. It looked a little bit scrappy at the back there, but it happens. It seemed inevitable. We were going to concede at some point, and Nagy may be making the wrong call there. But it's 1-1, and yeah, we have sadly let them back into it a little bit. Another chance there for Fulham, but Lafont's done a lot better that time. Not the best clearance by him, though, thankfully. Bit of a loose passing then from Carvalho, as they had a chance there. We've made a couple of changes, by the way. Hamer's made his way on, as has Moepu. Mainly because I didn't, again, as much as it's not the biggest of priorities for me, I'm not going to just throw this away, and obviously I'm not going to just peter out with a team that could have been improved. Oh, so close there from Willock. But yeah, it seemed to make sense to make the Moepu change, and as I said, I wanted to bring on Hamer because we did have the tired legs of McCallum, and I would like to rest him. Mambimbi's going to have to see this game out regardless of how tired he gets, however, because I didn't put Campbell on the bench. I put Nagy on the bench as our rotation striker because Campbell was quite tired before kickoff anyway, so I thought I'd rotate a little bit, and it could backfire a tad with no big option off the bench as a striker, but it's possible. Oh, ref, you can't blow the whistle there. You simply can't blow the whistle there, ref. We have very few good penalty takers. In fact, no one with a penalty stat over 70 is a bit of a stinker, but it is going to be a penalty shootout. Stepping up first is going to be Mambimbi, and it is saved by Rodak. Cavallero is going to step up, and is going to hit the bar or the post or that sort of that cross-section in the top. Mwepu steps up and hits it completely wide. I can't even see it. I have no idea where the ball was there. And then they're going to hit the bar again. Abba Ruiz hitting it off the bar. Nagy steps up and is going to find the back of the net. Makes up for maybe the 1 or 2 mistakes he made in the game. Zambo Anguissa is going to sky it, absolutely sky it. And it's going to be Chrissy Willock to maybe help us win it here. Straight down the middle with his penalty as well. It's going to be Chara stepping up. Will it be a clean sweep? No, it is going to find the back of the net. Can Masengo put this game to bed? Go on, Masengo, mate. Go on, lad. Nope, it's saved. Rodak. Now Brian steps up. Can Lafont be the hero? Didn't need to. The crossbar saving 3 of their penalties for us. Oh, it's gone in off the bar. Oh, it went in off the bar and Lopez has hit it wide. Hold on a second. We're out. Just as I thought we were through. Instead, we're out, boys. They hit the bar 3 times, but the third one hit the bar and went in. Oh, they've reverse sweeped it, boys. They reverse sweeped it. We scored our first handful, apart from the Mwepu one. Oh, what an absolute stinker, boys. What an absolute stinker. I thought we were through, but instead we're out. That's a shame. It is a shame. Like I say, it's not the biggest of our most important things, but it's never nice to go out. Well, it is a shame to go out of the cup, but we are still obviously well and truly in the league. We're well and truly still underway with things there. So what I'll do is I'll get the team ready, hopefully nice and rested, and then we'll head into the Burnley game. Let's go for it. Okay, up against the Burnley side that we saw there in 10th place. We are obviously still at the top of the table right now as it stands. And you can see Isaac Cole's now up to an 87, playing as a 90 overall with that +3. I'm just absolutely in love with this squad, so no need to change it. Let's go. You can see they're showing our man Tyrese Campbell. Talking about the fact he's on 5 goals. He's set at the moment as a target. He's on, like, in line to get 38. The current record is 32. I think we'd be a little bit optimistic to think we're going to beat that this season. But who knows? If things can keep going the way they're going, if he can keep scoring and we can keep playing the way that we are, honestly, almost anything is possible. So let's just keep doing our thing. The boy's out again. Captain Amos. And I still can't get over how good he has been. I have to say, for me, he just is our captain right now in this series. He has been a proper leader and has been phenomenal in the middle of the park. But the boys go out. The boys line up. Let's go straight into it. I'm optimistic today. I'm confident that the boys can keep doing what they're doing. We're against a very bog standard 4-4-2, which the formation we're running should match up against pretty well. Let's find out. Chance straight off the bat here. Trossard plays it through to Campbell. He's going to get knocked. They're going to go into the back of Campbell here, but Campbell's going to lay it off to Trossard. Oh, the touch there from me was a bit stinky. I would assume that Cornet, I think it was Cornet that put the tackle in, is probably going to get a yellow card from that. But, yeah, it was a bit of a shame that I couldn't do better with the chance there with Trossard. I probably should have shot a lot quicker. Isaac Cole's on the ball here, going to take it round his man. He's going to play it inside to Tyrese Campbell. He's going to turn, pulls it onto his right foot, finesse, but Nick Pope with a phenomenal save. He's a behemoth of a man in the net there. He's really does fill that goal up. Look at the size of him. He's a tall lad. But we're going to recycle this round here. Sam McCallum going to try and take it past Roberts. He's going to have to turn. Can't quite get the pass to Coles, and they are going to get it away. Trossard out wide, hit to Masengo. Going to get it back though. It's quite congested in the middle of the park, but hold on a second. What is their defence doing? You can't let Tyrese Campbell, with the form this man is in, have that amount of space in the middle of the park. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Tyrese Campbell, 6 in 6. 38 all of a sudden is looking like a walk in the park, just like that goal was. Look at the defence here. I think that's their other centre-back, right? I don't know where they're missing a defender somewhere there, because I think that might be their right back, who's sort of somewhat central and then just dips off to the side. Poor defence. You'd expect Legendary to defend a little bit better than that. But Tyrese Campbell, 6 in 6, having a blinder. What a man, what a player, what a goal. And it's 1-0. Isaac Cole's quite central here. We're going to play it off here to Luke Amos, who's going to... that wasn't a good idea for me, but that's another terrible tackle. Goodmanson surely going into the book on this one. It's a bit of a weird one because their players kind of seem to be rotating a lot and sort of covering each other and stuff, but it's leaving huge gaps, huge gaps, it has to be said. We're going to try a free kick. I don't think I've got much in the way of a free kick taker. Isaac Coles isn't terrible at them, so we'll give Isaac Coles a bit of a chance here. Going to put some welly behind it, and we're going to try and green time it. I've yellow timed it. It's on target, but Pope made it look a little bit more theatrical than it needed to. Mwepu's won that nice and high up the pitch here. Trossard, finesse from the edge of the box. What a save that is from Nick Pope. Very good save, has to be said, because I think that was just creeping into that top corner of the goal. It's really annoying, by the way. I don't know about you guys. I've noticed you get less and less replays in career mode at the moment. Let me know if that's just me, maybe, but I just feel like I get less and less replays for chances like that. But Masengo's going to head it down here to Lopez. He's going to play it back to Masengo. It's a good effort, but it's going to go straight into the defender, who I assume is... oh, no, it's Collins. I can see there it says it's Collins. But, yeah, it's still only 1-0. But maybe a chance immediately to try for a second here. Tyrese Campbell, I've put way too much power on it. If that was lower, that was in. Pope was nowhere near it. Tyrese Campbell going to play it inside to Trossard. Trossard with a good first touch. Takes the defender out of the way. Collins is just going to be covered there by the right back. I just slightly overworked it. I wanted to shoot, but I wanted a bit of a more clear-cut chance, apologies there, to just try and get a bit of a better shot against Pope, because we can see already, great tackle again by Amos, that he can make these saves. He's very, very good in net, and it's just trying to get those clear-cut chances to really give us as good a chance of finding the back of net as possible. Good stuff from Williams. We're going to bring it away again. Burnley here rotating around a little bit. They've had possession just for a little bit here. It would make sense to them to try and whip it in the box. They've got at least one tall striker. I think is it Ganago? I forget his name. Number 9. And he's going to play into Haller, who's another tall striker. And he's going to drag that shot wide. Thank God it was just wide there. It wasn't the best of shots, but... mate, if that had been on target, I think Lafont would have conceded for the first time in the league. But still 1-0, still a clean sheet. And, yeah, bit of a wake-up call, because that was a little bit too easy for him. Well, that is half-time, and that is 1-0. As I have said a number of times, it's still 1-0. We're looking pretty good here, boys. I'm pretty confident with the way the team are playing. We've knocked it around quite nicely. The boys playing well. Tyrese Campbell with another goal. It is just absolutely phenomenal what he is doing for us right now. I think, honestly, I'm going to bring Mambimbi in. I think I'm going to give him some minutes here. Not entirely sure, by the way, why he's playing as... Why is he supposedly off chem? I don't... Or like, out of position. I'm not really understanding what's going on there. I'll sort his tactics in a second. But yeah, Mambimbi, I think the boy just deserves minutes. He's doing really well every time we give him a chance. So we'll give him another chance here. And I think the pace, that front three, like, across the board... is just going to absolutely blitz this defence. So, yeah, I'll sort the whatever's going on with Coles, and we'll jump into the second half. It's a lovely pass through there. Haller's going to lay it off. It's going to go back. They are going to dink it in, but they've headed... Oh, they've crossed it to not the tallest of players, but it wasn't a bad effort. I'm not entirely sure that player was it. He had the same body type as Fred, but I don't remember seeing Fred in the team. Could be that I just didn't pay attention. Very, very good effort, though. But Lafont, again... equal to it with a fantastic save. We have made some changes here. Masengo has gone off and El Basir has made his way on, and Jimmy Dunn has come on for Figueiredo. Mainly just because obviously we need minutes for Jimmy Dunn. I don't know what Lafont's doing over there, but we need minutes for Jimmy Dunn. I want him to get a little bit of form, especially as we don't have that defensive option yet as a rotation. And yeah, obviously El Basir, a player that I think really could do a job for us down the line. He's already at a 70 rated. Good clearance there from McCallum. Already at a 70 rated, so... yeah, I think he's got good potential to work his way into a real squad player. Good save there from Lafont. I think it was Sebastian Haller with the effort, but Lafont with the save. Still 1-0, boys. El Basir up to Tyrese Campbell, who's turned into trouble, but somehow kept that ball. Not entirely sure how. Answers on a postcard, but Mwepu going to lay it out wide here to McCallum. Back inside to Mwepu, who's going to play the pass off to Luke Amos. Into Tyrese. He's going to lay it off to Mwepu. Can we keep this ball alive? He can. There was no one in the middle. I maybe should have also looked out wide from Mwepu there and found Coles, and it would have given Tyrese a chance to push into the box. Bit of a tricky one. Bit of a hindsight 2020, but it is what it is. Good chance maybe here. Just starting to appear for Burnley, but Neco Williams coming across and doing a very good job. I have been thoroughly impressed with Williams. He's really stepped into this team, and I know he's one of the lowest ratings in the squad, but by no means a weak link. Not at all. Lovely pass there from Amos all the way across here to McCallum. Sam McCallum now going to play it to Isaac Coles, who's been tackled, but it's not a very good tackle indeed, and it is going to be another free kick. It's another chance for Coles to maybe flex those free kick taking abilities. Can we maybe... going to try it a little bit higher up. Decent power on it still. Green time it. No, it's yellowed. Oh, it's a good save again. It's another save for the cameras from Nick Pope, but they're effective. As long as they don't go in the back of the net, it doesn't matter, but it's still only 1-0. Not too long left. I think we've defended pretty resolutely. El Basir there doing a very good job of winning that. And going to play it out here to Mwepu, who's going to hopefully have a bit of strength here. Yeah, good defence has kept us this clean sheet pretty nicely. But let's see if we can maybe end this game with a chance. Luke Amos, sadly, is going to lose out there. So it's going to maybe be a chance to Burnley if we let them get that far. But let's try and stop that. It's going to be a ball forward here. Neco Williams with work to do. Neco Williams isn't quite going to get there, but does enough to stop the player getting to his own pass. And we are just going to bring this ball forward. And that is going to be full time. It's another 1-0. It's not the most exciting of results. It was a little bit of an iffy game. We started really, really well, but Nick Pope really did keep them in this game with as much as he could. But it's just a very, very good result. Super happy with that. The boys have played really well again. It's another clean sheet, which is obviously what you love to see. And yeah, it just doesn't look like anyone's going to score right now. We have been very good indeed. Well, after 6 games, we sit with an absolute total of 18, a maximum points takeaway from this. And it has to be said, the boys are playing incredibly well. You can see we got the league top goal scorer in Tyrese Campbell, joint with Harry Kane, the league top assister of Trossard, and the league clean sheet leader in Lafont. It's really, really looking all things QPR right now, and I'm thoroughly impressed. I didn't expect us to be in first place after 6. We have got some tough games coming up, but at the moment, the boys are absolutely playing out of their skin, and I can only commend them for it. But that is where we're going to end today's episode. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do leave a like on the video. It supports me, the video, and the channel out a whole bunch. If you're new, hit that sub button and turn notifications on to be told anytime that we upload a video. If you want to catch us on our live streams, it's Hursty Games over on Twitch. There is a link in the description. And while you're down there, make sure you check out our channel sponsors of foottrading.co.uk. You can join their site completely for free. But if you want to take your trading and coin making to the next level, use code Hursty at checkout for any of their paid tiered memberships. But for now, I want to say thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome. And I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves. And of course, wash your hands in a bit.
Hursty. Slap bald head, yeah, it'll probably hurt me. Bang top bins, it'll probably hurt you. Ginger, streamer, platform, YouTube. Drop a name in the chat, I'll say hello. Entertain, yeah, you already know. Capital H, yeah, I'm a read it slow. Hursty Games, yeah, you already know. Hursty Games gonna hurt for days. I'll burst into flames, I'll enter the maze, enter in Tane. I'm gonna make it rain. He's kicking and he's taking names. The one streamer who will never bore me. QPR, S8 to glory. Career on the mode, reading a story. Heaven, not hell, no purgatory. Hursty Games, now his name is Thomas. No tank engine, yeah, I promise. His streams are bomb. Tomic with his bald head, Wallace and Gromit. Hursty Games, burst into flames, enter in Tane, enter the maze, gonna make it rain. He's kicking, taking names. Hursty Games, Yo, JHG, subscribe to Hursty Games.